This book was written because the truth of conversion is often either softened, sanitized, or reshaped to make it acceptable. Mine could not be told that way. Converted on LSD Trip is not a slogan, and it is not provocation. It is simply the truth, awkward, uncomfortable, and I believe necessary. I grew up post-war working class Britain in a world shaped by disruption rather than stability. By my teenage years, I was already moving steadily into crime, theft, deception, drug dealing, driven by ambition, rebellion, and a restless desire for escape. The culture of the 1960s offered plenty of noise but very little meaning. Music, drugs, and rebellion promised freedom, yet delivered only confusion and fear. On the night of the 16th of January 1970, while under the influence of LSD, I was overtaken, not by pleasure, but by terror. For the first time in my life, I became conscious of God, not as an idea, but as a reality. In fear and desperation, I cried out to the Lord Jesus Christ. What followed was not emotional excitement, but a clear and unmistakable turning. That night marked the end of one life and the beginning of another. Conversion did not remove consequences. Shortly afterwards, I stood in court and publicly confessed to 24 crimes. What followed was extraordinary, not because justice was avoided, but because mercy was shown. I was acquitted. That moment set a course I had not planned, a life governed no longer by self-interest, but by conscience. This book does not glorify crime, drugs, or rebellion. Neither does it romanticize conversion. That grace does not wait for reform, and that mercy often meets a man at his lowest point. The chapters that follow trace the slow, sometimes difficult working out of faith, learning how to live honestly, make restitution, find work, attend church, and eventually to preach the gospel. I wrote this book for those who feel disqualified by their past, their failures, or their reputation. It is for those who suspect that Christianity is only for the respectable. It is also a warning that conversion is not a costume change, but a complete reorientation of life. Converted on LSD Trip exists because the truth needed to be told as it happened, not as it might be preferred. If you have ever wondered whether God can truly save someone like you, this book was written with you in mind.